Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single POI here in Fortnite Chapter 3. But if you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you smack that like button. It really goes a long way. Also, make sure you comment down below your list. I'd be really curious to see what you guys think of this season so far. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so if you want more content like this, subscribing would be really appreciated. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. Before we get in this video, I just want to say Tilted Towers has not been added to the game yet, so this list is going to be excluding Tilted Towers. I imagine Tilted Towers would probably be really high on this list if it was in the game, but you never know, it might come out and there might be something that's completely changed about it. We haven't seen it yet, so I'm just going to give it time and wait for it to be put in the game. Also, I just want to say I like pretty much every POI on this new map except for one, which I will get into now. But just don't be offended if your favorite POI is somewhere at the bottom of this list, because I really do like pretty much all of them. And I honestly think this might be the best map we've ever had. Also, I don't just put into consideration like the loot and stuff you're going to get. Like, that's a small part of it. I also put into consideration like how I think it fits on the map, the way it looks, like just how much in general I like this area. It's not just the loot, even though the loot is a part of it. So in the number 12 spot, we have the Jonses. This kind of just feels like a really boring place to land. There's not anything really too special about it, in my opinion. I imagine it's probably easy to get wins and stuff because not that many people probably land here. But overall, I don't like this spot that much, but it's not awful. Like, for being the worst spot to land, that's pretty good, because usually the worst spot to land is like a place I would never go in my life. I imagine I'll probably go to the Jonses here and there. It just probably won't be like my common landing spot or anything. There just isn't anything special about it that makes me want to go back, to be honest. Now with number 11, we get into the places that I absolutely love, and we're going to start with the Chonkers Speedway. I think this is such a cool location. I love the racetrack design and everything, and I like that they spawn with cars there. There's like a course you can drive on with these cars and ramp and race your friends and stuff. But it also works for good mobility when you land here. So if you want to rotate to the next circle, you can go ahead and grab a car and go. They already have new tires on them and everything, so you don't even have to go through the extra step of modifying them and stuff. So it's a really good spot. Honestly, on any other map, it probably would have been higher on the list. But this place just has so many good spots to land. In the number 10 spot, we have the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle is a Spider-Man area, and everybody knows that Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. I've said it in like multiple videos now, and I was very excited when I saw this location was coming into Fortnite. Honestly, it's a pretty good location. It's really unique because it's all vertically based, because it's just basically one building and a couple small buildings. So all the fights are kind of like vertical fights, like you're going upstairs or somebody's coming downstairs. Like, it's never like shooting across the area. The only downside to it is because this is like in a volcano at the bottom. If you're at the bottom of the building, you're at a huge disadvantage to people coming from Sunny Steps or like any area around the volcano that would be coming after you. There is pretty good loot here. It's definitely a solid place to land for that reason. Overall, I like the theme of this area, and I think it's a really good place to hold us off until we get Tilted Towers. In the number 9 spot, we have Coney Crossroads. This is an awesome location. I think it has a lot of potential to be better, but I think the problem with this location is that it's too small. It gives me like a mix of Salty Springs and Retail Row vibes, but the problem is that it's such a small area that it's not even close to as good as either of those locations. I feel like if they made this location like twice as big, it would be a perfect place to land at, but I think that change definitely needs to happen for it to even be worth it. However, I did have to put it onto the list because it does feel very Fortnite. I like the theme of it and everything. I think it does look very cool, and the loot isn't terrible. In the number 8 spot, we have Shifty Shafts. This is an OG Fortnite location from the Chapter 1 map, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have played it before because it was in the entirety of Chapter 1, if I'm not mistaken. And this was an awesome spot. And this was a pretty popular spot because it was right beside Tilted Towers. And it looks like we kind of have the same exact thing going here in Chapter 3. But Shifty Shafts has had a little bit of a change because now there's a big mountain beside Shifty Shafts with a bunch of tunnels and stuff through it. So they basically expanded this location a bunch, and it's absolutely awesome. I love Shifty Shafts now even more than I did before, and I think it's a great spot to land, whether it be for loot or just the fact that you already know this location a lot better than you do like the new one, so you have more experience and a better chance to win. And it just feels very familiar, and I think a new map has to have some familiar spots so you can like know somewhat of what you're doing, and I absolutely love this location. In the number 7 spot, we have the Sanctuary, which is basically the 7 base, and I absolutely love this spot. There's a ton of characters to talk to and buy things off of. tons of vending machines. The Foundation is also here, which has the mythic MK7, which is probably the best gun in the game. And I love the look of the Sanctuary location. It gives off really Star Wars type vibes. I love the way it looks. It's an absolutely awesome location to land at, and I've been having a ton of fun landing there recently since Chapter 3 started. And to go ahead and mention this with the Sanctuary, there's also 7 bases all around the map, and those are all really good spots to land in a solo game if you're trying to go for wins. Also, this Sanctuary place is really storyline driven, and I like that we have a storyline driven location on the map. I guess the Jonses kind of is, but not in the same way. Also, I just gotta say, I like the 7 stuff a lot more than I did the IO stuff. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's just a little bit cooler. In the number 6 spot, we have the Logjam Lumberyard. This is a really cool spot because you can get a ton of wood here. It's really good for breaking trees and getting wood. And there's actually a llama right beside Logjam Lumberyard, and it spawns there every single game. I've done a video about the best spot to drop, and it actually includes Logjam Lumberyard in the strategy. So I'll go ahead and put that on screen now, but Logjam Lumberyard is a pretty good spot to land. It has a ton of chests and a ton of wood, so this is probably one of the best spots to go ahead and land with a full squad. As far as the looks go, I feel like it's kind of a boring spot. I think it would be better if when they removed the snow, they kept this area snowy so that it'd be unique to the map. And this would be like a snowy lumberjack area. I think that would be cool. But if they take the snow away, I feel like this area is just going to have no personality. So I hope they do keep the snow there. But we'll just have to see what they do with the map. In the number 5 spot, we have Rocky Reels. Risky Reels was one of my favorite places to land. Honestly, in Chapter 2, I probably landed at Risky Reels more than any other place in Chapter 2. And they brought it back in Chapter 3, but upgraded. Rocky Reels is basically a super version of Risky Reels. You have more buildings, more places to loot. Just overall, it seems to be a better area than Risky Reels, and I still absolutely love it. And I'm glad they gave it a name. Because I know in Chapter 1, Risky Reels had a name, but in Chapter 2, I don't think Risky Reels ever did. At least if it did, it wasn't for a long period of time. It would be on and off. I also think the name change is cool because it's in a rocky desert biome, so they called it Rocky Reels instead of Risky Reels. Cool little twist on the idea of Risky Reels, and I absolutely love this location, and it's definitely one of my favorite spots to land. It was honestly kind of hard for me not to put it higher. I feel like I have a little bit of a bias, so that's why I put it at number 5. I was originally going to put it at like number 3, but I was like, you know what, I'll put it at number 5 because I feel like that's a little bit more fair. In the number 4 spot, we have Condo Canyon. This is basically like this season's Paradise Palms. I don't know which one I like more yet. I'll need more playtime with the Condo Canyon. It's also been a really long time since I've been to Paradise Palms because it's been gone for like over a chapter now. I remember Paradise Palms being pretty good, and I think Condo Canyon is stacking up to it pretty well. My first few drops at Condo Canyon, I didn't really like it, but now that I've gotten more playtime throughout the season, I'm starting to like it a little bit more, and it's definitely going up higher on my list. It's a pretty good place to land, and it's a lot of fun. I like the look of places like Condo Canyon and Paradise Palms more than like Believer Beach. Believer Beach had like more of a realistic beach theme, and this is like a desert theme. And I kind of like this a little bit more just because it's more vibrant and stuff. I like the way it looks. I wouldn't mind having a beach area up in the top of the map, like if they turn Sleepy Sound into a beach area, which brings us to number 3, Sleepy Sound. This is an awesome area. It's a really good spot to fish, and that's kind of the theme of the area. The Fish Stick Diner is back and in Sleepy Sound. So basically the theme of this area is it's just a bunch of fishing houses. The houses are really cool, and they're colored a lot like Salty Springs, which brings back nostalgia. I just absolutely love this location. It's really unique and a really good idea. And I'd like to see them make this have a beach theme like I was saying earlier, because I think it would fit so well with this area. In the number 2 spot, we have Greasy Grove. This was by far my favorite returning location. Obviously, like I said, Tilted Towers hasn't come back to the game yet. Maybe that'll take the spot, but for now, it's Greasy Grove for sure. It's just such a familiar area and gives me so many good memories from Chapter 1. I absolutely love this location. Sadly, they replaced the Durr Burger with the taco, so I guess it's Season X Greasy Grove. But layout-wise, it's exactly the same, and it's an awesome place to land. I mean, I used to land at Holly Hedges just because it was a lot like Greasy Grove. It was similar, I felt. And I just love locations like this. It's definitely one of my favorite places to land, and I had to put it in the number 2 spot. In the number 1 spot, we have Camp Cuddle. This is the forest location I always dreamed of. I love the way the snow looks on this area. I saw a concept where somebody put the snow just on Camp Cuddle and Logjam Lumberyard, and I'd absolutely love that to happen because it would look sweet. I love the way that concept looks. I'll go ahead and throw the concept on right now. But yeah, I love the snow on this area. We'll see how I feel about it without the snow, but it looks absolutely beautiful right now with that snow. It looks awesome. And it fits the Christmas theme really well with the Christmas bushes and stuff. The loot here is awesome. It has a lake right beside it that you can fish in. There's a bunch of Cuddle Bear NPCs to buy things off of. And overall, this is just my favorite spot without a doubt. I love the look of the place and the feel of it. It's a really good place for loot. It's huge. It basically checks every box for me, and that's why I had to take the #1 spot because it's definitely my favorite so far. I will do an updated list at some point, probably when Tilted Towers gets added. So if you do want to see that, make sure you hit that sub button. And if you like this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out, dudes. Peace.